Welcome to episode 6 of Project 23. Today I'm so stoked to introduce two guys out of the country. I'm talking way out overseas. They are from the Netherlands. We got Bram and Kasper, both two-time championship winning in the latte art competitions. And I'm so stoked to just get to know Kasper and Bram, their journey, the adventure of how they started to coming to San Diego World of Coffee 2026. But you guys, it's amazing to even have you guys here.
You're welcome.
So we have Bram, right? Bram, how do you pronounce it? I want to make sure we're pronouncing it right.
Bram.
Bram, okay, Bram.
Oh, there you go.
I got you, man. I'm Mexican, got that little rust on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got the R going.
Yeah, and Kasper, right?
Yeah.
Kasper, yeah. So I know, Kasper, you actually reached out to me via email.
Yes.
And I remember when I got that email, I thought it was a spam. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, who's hitting me up? But then I saw the, World of Coffee 2026 Latte Art Championship. I'm like, okay, now we're talking. I know.
Adds up.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, you know what? You emailed me. You said you wanted to come out and use our cafe for practice. And I'm like, heck yeah. Why not? That's so cool. Be able to Shepherd's Coffee being able to contribute somehow to the championship. Because you guys are gonna win. You're gonna win, Bram. I believe it. Come on, somebody. I believe that. You're gonna look back on this video and be like, hey, we made it. We did it.
This was the pivotal.
Right? I'm calling it right now.
It was greatly appreciated.
Yeah, no, I'm so thankful. It's an honor to have you guys here, to get your experience, your expertise here, and just your knowledge. But Bram, share a little bit about how you started, career path, and we're gonna talk about what that looked like to how you got here today, even with Kasper with the business ownership out in the Netherlands. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. I think my first coffee interaction was when I was 16. I was working at a Bagels and Beans. It's like a small coffee and bagel place. I didn't really know what I was doing back then, but took a little break from coffee, started studying, didn't really pan out. Then I needed a job, so I got another job in coffee, and I got my first SCA course that I did, and that really opened my eyes. And then that's when I figured out how cool it would be to work in coffee, and started working at a cafe at Bokka Coffee Roasters in Amsterdam. And from there it just spiraled down to trying out a competition, really liking it, and it just turns out I was good at it as well. And then
So when you were 16, around that time, you were going into the industry. Did you know coffee was in your future?
No, not at all. No, it was only after I came back from my break and doing the SCA course.
Okay.
Is when I realized I really wanted to work in coffee.
Okay.
It really opened my eyes.
Wow.
When I was 16, I didn't really know what coffee was really. I was just pressing the button, right?
So would you say the coffee shop you started got you started in introduction of coffee industry? That was the first time ever you learned a lot through there, and then you just started growing. Did you how did that grow into you becoming a championship? Like, what did that journey look like, getting to the tournament, to the finalists, and winning?
Oh man, I mean, I started getting into latte art mostly because of this guy. I would come in for my shift at 7, and then he would already be there for an hour practicing latte art, and that really inspired me. And then he was competing. I thought that looks so cool to do. I was volunteering first at the competitions, like making pictures, timing the other competitors on stage, and then I thought I'd give it a shot. And by a miracle, my first time trying, I made it to the finals in the Netherlands. And then from that point, I think it really sparked my interest in competing, in really trying.
Yeah, just going for it.
Yeah, and from that point on, I just started practicing all the time, going for it. I became second 2 times, and then the third time the charm, I managed to win. That was last year. Yeah.
Congrats, man. That's huge.
That was awesome.
That's huge, bro. I saw you when you were working at the bar here at Shepherd's. I saw you pull out all the designs that you had. You do a unicorn, you did an octopus.
Yeah, man.
What else can you do?
What can't I do?
Oh, okay.
No,
That's why he's winning, guys. He's winning this year.
I mean, There's a few designs that I like to do. There's yeah, you've got the classic seahorse that's
Classic.
that's the one I started with, and it seems that most people, I think in the Netherlands, from what I can see, start with the seahorse.
Really?
When they
Here we start with the heart, bro. Can you believe that?
That's what you start with.
That's all we go to, bro. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but once you get into free pour, usually the seahorse is the place where you, yeah, it's like the first few basic techniques that you combine into your first free pour, your animal pour, and yeah, other designs. I've got dragons, I've got goats, zebras, horses.
It was zoo.
You got a lot zoo. Yeah, we're gonna get those pictures up on here. Like, show everybody what you're talking about. You probably got other stuff that.
Chickens seem to be very popular. Yeah, there's many chicken pours in Latvia.
No way.
So you won championship last year.
Yeah.
So this year you're defending the championship.
Well, yeah, the year before I won the championship, and this year I won the championship, and now I'm taking a little break. That's
like after this world. Yeah.
After this
He's still
Worlds,
competing
yeah.
this Friday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not taking a break right before the World.
So you're going for the 3P is basically what's happening.
The
3P, 3 in a row you're going for.
3 in a row championships.
No,
different championships.
Different championships.
Yeah,
Okay,
different
okay.
championships, but you're still a champion. In my eyes, but in my book, you're a champion, dude.
There you go.
I mean, I can't do anything you do, bro. That's crazy. I know a lot of baristas out here who don't do as much as what I've seen that you do.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's a lot of practice.
But, oh yeah,
It's,
it's beautiful, man. The art's beautiful.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
the
Thank
skill,
you.
the technique. Tell me, like, how do you get so intricate with the designs? Like, I know it's in the milk steaming, the aeration of the milk, the espresso pour. Like, what are the tricks? What are the tips and tricks to that?
I mean, tips and tricks. I mean, it all starts from a good espresso extraction. Like a poorly extracted espresso is also gonna not pour as great. Next to that is milk steaming. You gotta have the right consistency, the right microfoam to make the milk as elastic as possible, so you can manipulate it. And then it's the technique, like how you hold the pitcher, the manipulation, the wiggles. They all come from a certain place. I do them from my elbow.
Elbow work.
Yeah.
That's elbow. Okay,
Yeah.
put some elbow grease in there. Okay.
Yeah, elbow grease, literally. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people think it comes from the wrist, but your wrist is made for like round movements, and your elbow, all it does is this, and it's just a smaller movement that makes the rosettas possible. Yeah.
That's cool. And then Kaspar, how did you contribute to? Because I know you coach Bram, right?
Yeah.
You coach him. What does that journey look like as he was on his way to the championship? How were you coaching him? What did that look like?
Well, it's easier when I've already walked that same route before.
Yeah.
So it's more about, I mean, I think it's a lot of tweaking, like not tweaking as in little tweaking, but as in like finding the small increments what to adjust. Because at the core of it all, like, you guys can do the same stuff what we can do behind the machine. We're just focused more on certain parts of that skill. And imagine it in the same way as you could, like in cooking, there's recipes, in coffee making there's recipes, and we're just more focused on one part of that recipe, right? And understanding what every individual needs, it's a little different to person. Like, some people need more, how do you say, hands-on approach with, you have to be more strict with the guidance. Some people are doing really well on their own, and what I've noticed over the years, Bram needs a little bit more hands-on approach, needs a little bit more, like I can see he's having hiccups at the same parts where I did when I was competing. But through my mistakes, like you did in school, teacher said, can you do my mistakes when some exam didn't go that well? It's just easier to tell him, I might not have the right key to unlock a certain chest or something, but I can at least help him come to the conclusion that he might need.
Yeah,
Does
I
that
get
make
you.
sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
He
Went for a
mentored
little
the
rant
coach.
there. Yeah.
Teacher, wow.
Yeah. But I do feel that, like what he was mentioning before about being able to pour the whole zoo, and mentioning like the term free pour, it's basically we're focusing on the same basic elements that you guys can know how to pour: hearts, blobs, tulips, rosettas, wiggles, and these thinner or thicker lines. And by combining them, we are able to draw different creations. It's similar to line drawing. By connecting different dots, we can zoom out, and then it's a big picture. And the free pour, it's a fun little part of latte art, but it's not end all be all. It's something extra you can give, but the coffee also needs to taste good. So it's
so when you guys are judged, how many judges are there? I don't know too much about the
five. Yeah.
5 judges. So when they're watching you from start to finish, and then what are they looking for? What are they scoring you on?
They're basically scoring you on how many points they can take off your run.
So you kind of start like at 100,
Yeah.
and then you drop
Yes.
down from there.
Yes.
Okay.
So the more mistakes you do, the more points you lose. Some mistakes cost more than others.
wow.
But instead of like in barista competitions where you're being judged on the taste, in latte art we're being judged on the overall appearance of the pattern, right? And on top of the overall appeal, there is also parts that tie into it. Is like how glossy is your milk, how well is the contrast between the espresso crema and the milk, how good is your how do you call it? Execution and harmony in the cup. Is it nicely in the middle, or is it little wonky on the one side? But that's the thing, like art is really, we cannot judge art.
Right.
Well, technically we can,
Right.
but it's not fair. So in these competitions, they've put a bunch of rules in place, and if you want to do good on comp, you have to play by the rules.
Yeah.
So, and every year at every World Championship, you see all the different champions. Every artist has their own handwriting. The same way
Gotcha.
as when you start writing, you have your own little squigglies and here and there. But the judges try to be as fair to everybody. Yeah? So they're judging you on this overall appearance, but then when we start talking about who is better than the other,
Yeah.
then they're focusing on those small increments there.
Gotcha. So would you say they're not really judging the design, like the picture?
Well,
it's just more of the
They
intricacies
are, to an extent, right?
Because I feel like that'd be a little biased. Like someone makes like a sick dragon, another person makes a heart, but then the heart can have the best gloss, the contrast, everything in between.
Yeah, so then at the real score sheet,
yeah.
there is a different level of
Oh, gotcha.
which parts give you more points. So is it like if you pour a heart, the pattern itself is simple.
So it'd be like a
But
lower
if I
scale.
use like 3 or 4 elements to make that dragon, it's more difficult to pour. But if I pull it off, it's gonna score higher. So the chance
Gotcha.
of scoring high is
yeah,
better.
It's there, yeah.
But if you try to do that really like difficult pattern, you don't succeed it, then the heart that might be simpler but looks wholesome might score more.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. And the point system is like, I personally think that in the latest years of latte art, all of these animals that Bram mentioned before, the zoo and everything, we've kind of poured everything that can be poured. So over the years of maybe like 10 years ago, latte art was, you were the guy when you were pouring swans,
Yeah.
right? But now we've gone as far as using those same elements that you do to pour a swan, you can pour what Bram mentioned, seahorses, right?
Yeah.
We're just using the same techniques, same elements, but we're positioning them differently. And yeah, they've gone from swans, little birds, to sneezing ducks when they don't look as good as swans, to last year the winner poured a whale.
Yeah,
Right?
I think it was the year before. It was a whale. Yeah.
Yeah, so they go pretty crazy with it.
Yeah.
So there's the same way as in coffee. There's trends in latte art. There's also trends.
Okay.
And in the last, I would say, 3 years or so, the trends have been more like animal portraits. So, and now it becomes as how realistic can you draw out those elements? So somewhere from 2015, the winner was then Caleb Shah from Australia, and he was able to pour a zebra holding a coffee cup.
Oh no.
So
And that's just milk,
That was
steamy
like-
pitcher to
yeah,
cup.
yeah. So that was like the biggest groundbreaking thing at that year. So after he won, the next thing was pouring a Tinkerbell. Yeah, it was from Umpo, also really good latte artist. Still in the scene, but totally different approach. Then year after that was Arnon, right, from Thailand, Ristretto. So he was able to draw out now the horse, but the new technique that he incorporated was using a dry foam technique, which is basically after you finish doing your regular elements, you use the last bit of that foam that's left in your pitcher, and by being close enough to the surface and not pouring super fast, you're able to draw out like thin lines of elements.
Oh wow.
So he was able to draw out the horse and then an eye for the horse. So every year, like we can go from the techniques that are realistically possible and trying to break the boundaries of what was done year before to push the boundaries to go further, right? So that's why the sky is the limit. Every year at the Worlds, you see like all the champions from around the world. What is the new trend? Like we're gonna see what's the new techniques gonna be.
It's wild.
Yeah.
So innovation is a big part of what you guys are doing, right?
But if you think about it, like what is there that you can innovate?
Exactly,
At the end
yeah.
of the day, it's
Right.
just milk and coffee, right? like it's how you approach it, how you pour it.
Wild.
But yeah, over the years, we've moved from using regular commercial semi-automatic espresso machines to now, yeah, a little bit about different equipment because tech is also improving, and yeah, all of these things make the competitors have to step up their game, basically.
Right. So what does that process look like from last year's competition, right, into this one? Obviously, you have to innovate, become better, et cetera, et cetera. But outside of practicing, right, what does it look like to actually innovate your craft and then even your mentorship? What does that look like?
The judges, last year we got the feedback from the referee that they want to see your own type of style. Yeah. So what does that mean? Like I mentioned, the previous world champions, they brought a new style that was then associated with their technique, right? Really easy to look at it is you bring out patterns that no one else in the world has poured yet. That's why I say what Bram mentioned as well, the whole zoo. Yeah. Every year someone said, oh, now we're doing a tiger, now we're doing a horse, whatever, right? So this year I was pushing Bram to develop his new style of patterns. So using the same techniques like rosettas and tulips and slow zettas, those same elements that we already know, but combining it with a new style. So is it like, yeah, dragging elements to highlight antlers for the deer or whatnot,
Okay.
you know?
Are your patterns secretive right now?
When is this gonna go live? Yeah.
It'll be like
After World of Coffee, right?
after World of Coffee.
If it's gonna be
yeah.
after World of Coffee.
Yeah, if it's after World of Coffee.
Oh, inside scoop.
Yeah, this year I decided to see if I could pour insects.
Insects.
We
got him, guys. Come through.
It's yeah. I chose the praying mantis as my subject to pour because it's my favorite insect. It's just super cool.
And it's super intricate too. That's what's crazy.
That as well.
Holy moly!
And I also haven't seen it in the world of latte art before. So.
Damn. So in the competition, do you have different stages that you're going to be doing different patterns, or are you going to be focusing on that one pattern the whole time?
So this year there is only a prelim and then a final, because it depends on the amount of competitors competing. Normally you have a prelim day, then a semi-final day where the top 12 continue, and then top 6 on the final day.
Wow.
But this year I think, I don't know why, but it's a prelim day 1, day 2, and then on the 3rd day it's finals. And then there's one day as well with art bar, and that's a separate small competition where you have 5 minutes to just pour something and make it the best possible looking latte art, and you can use
like that wow factor. Right?
Any kind of food coloring, any kind of
tools
really? to make it really jump out.
Are you doing that too?
Yeah. Everybody has to do it, and then the art gets judged on social media by the bigger crowd.
So it's more of a fun competition.
Yeah, pretty much. It does.
It's cool.
It sometimes it ties into the prelim score as well, but this year it's separate. So it's just a fun side competition.
Well, that's nice. That must be nice. That's crazy.
Less stress for me.
Damn. Wow. Food coloring. I never thought of that, honestly.
It's a whole different world,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No way. Kaspar, what about, we didn't get to hear a little bit about your story on how you got into the coffee industry. When did it start?
It's really a funny story, actually. I was never into coffee. Like the first 2 years I was a barista, I barely drank any coffee. But I worked in behind the scenes. And the experience I had was like one day barista didn't show up to their shift, so our manager ran to the kitchen and was like, "Can anyone make coffee?" And I was like, "How hard can it be? You know, like I can press some buttons. It's not crazy." So my very first interaction with the first cup I served to this really lovely lady just made that connection of, I do something meaningful here. Like before I worked in the kitchen, so you barely heard if people liked your food or not. By being a barista, you had like 1 minute to make or break someone's day, right?
Yeah.
And
Isn't that crazy?
That
crazy,
minute
yeah.
for me made a big difference. And after that, I told I want to learn more about this, and that was back in Estonia, where I'm from.
Wow.
So, but in Estonia, it's a village. Let's be honest. We have like barely 1 million people in population, and I wanted to learn more. It was during the time everyone else went to uni in my friend groups, and I was like, I never did good in school, so might as well just try this out. Packed my bag, moved to Amsterdam, and started slowly building myself up over there. Found a really nice coffee bar called Boca Coffee Roasters, and started working there, slow and steady. And that gave me that, how do you call it, a springboard to go further. Because they had a big space, they were okay for me to use that place, as Bram mentioned earlier, before my shift. And then when my shift ended, I still stayed hour or two after. So that became my, like, one thing to focus on. It gave me a purpose, and it was over just a little bean juice in a cup, right? And that's how we met. And he was one of the guys that was also if all our other colleagues were like, we don't care a lot about latte art, then if I figured something new out, I could show the Bram and be like, "What do you think of this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it looks good. It looks good."
So did you have a coach or a mentor for yourself?
Well, I had some people who did latte art better than me,
Okay.
but after putting some months of hours and work in, they said like, "We have nothing to teach you anymore." So after the first time I competed at the Dutch national championships, I managed to win it. I went to Berlin for World Championships.
Wow.
And that's where I met the world champion of 2015, Caleb.
Wow.
And he offered for me to do a job at his cafe in Australia. I was like, say no more. Always wanted to go to Australia, packed my
What?
bags, went there.
That's wild.
Then this, maybe you've heard COVID happened. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
thing.
that thing.
Yeah.
So that happened, and that story got cut really short. But it
Wow.
gave me at least that chance
Yeah.
to learn more there.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was a really brief one, maybe like 3 to 4 months that I was there, but it was plenty enough to make more connections and kind of the same
Yeah.
stuff that we do here. Coffee is like connecting people.
Yes. So
Yeah.
after that, I know you have your own business. I want to talk a little bit about your business too. Footnote is what it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, my core of the business is education, because when I moved to Amsterdam, there wasn't much knowledge like now. You have this YouTube university
Yeah.
on your fingertips, right?
Yep.
And coffee knowledge wasn't as big back then. It was more word of mouth. So like in Japanese culture, there's the student and the master, right? So you first pay your dues and then you get knowledge. And I was really into that. But after putting a lot of hours, blood, sweat and tears into developing myself, I feel like I have a lot to give for the future generations. So some of these little small increments that they might not notice, I tend to notice. And I tend to not keep it for myself. I like to let them know, hey, do you mind maybe switching some things up? And it's really a fun thing because every person learns differently. So for me, it's constantly an experiment. Like certain ways of teaching, what work with Bram might not work with other people. And as an educator, that's like that little thing that I strive for. It's just like the personal touch for the education. And that's how it got to be. People, after winning the 2019 nationals, I started giving more and more trainings, started writing some notes down, how to do it better, and then scaling up from there. At one point, during trainings, you need some coffee to use, so you were like, okay, might as well start roasting as well. Then you do a little bit of roasting, that turned into, but I love being behind the bar, that's my safe space. So then might as well tie it all together and have a location where I can do it from.
That's
like a little
amazing.
lighthouse.
That's so cool, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and before we wrap up here, part of like our podcast, Project 23, the Shepherd's Coffee, I was mentioning earlier that our mission is to empower a generation to turn ideas into action. And what I mean by that is, you know, partially where we come from, you know, no business background, you know, where we grew up and all that, families, you know, just broken families, but we have worked our way to where we're at, and we believe that everyone has an opportunity. And we at Shepherds, we want to be the people who shepherd people into getting their ideas and making them a reality. You know, being there, it doesn't have to be a business idea. It's just a creative, something creative, a project that they have, a hobby, where we want to help people pursue that and make it real, right? You dream it, you can build it. And you guys are perfect examples of that. You know, from 16-year-old going into coffee, young man, not even interested in coffee, to winning 2 championship, latte art, you know, barista, what, you know, that, all that. And now not just traveling domestically within your country, but also overseas now to San Diego. And I want to ask you guys one question that you can share with the people is, what's a piece of advice or wisdom that you have for the viewer who has a dream, who has something that they want to pursue, whether it's creatively or business? Like, what is your piece of advice?
Yeah, just if you really like something, you just gotta keep going at it and make sure it stays fun. That's what really helped me. Like, I really wanted to win a championship, so I just threw myself at it, but I didn't do it alone. I had friends along the way that helped me. So I would say find some people that share the same passion and see if you can reach the goal together.
Yeah.
Might be different goals, but you can still help each other along the way of
Perseverance and community.
Yeah, that's
Support.
pretty much it,
That's all
man.
it is. Awesome,
Community.
man. I love that.
Yeah.
There's the saying, it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
I think nowadays people tend to be really tunnel visioned, really zoomed in on one thing. But the mindfulness of sometimes even to zoom out for a second, put a plan in place, see where you were and where you've come to, and appreciating that.
Yeah.
Because if no one else does it, you can do it yourself. Like little pat on the back goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know, just acknowledging, like 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago, I wasn't able to do X, Y, Z, but now I'm here.
Okay.
And
Perseverance, yeah.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
It goes a long way.
Yes.
Just what we tend to do is get too caught up in it.
Yeah.
But
So
just like being nice to yourself. Yeah.
yeah. So you're saying just acknowledge the increments of success.
Yeah.
The small wins
Yeah.
will lead to the big vision,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The game never ends, so might
Never
as
does,
well,
huh?
you know,
Yeah.
take those little victories along the way.
Right. Yeah. Guys, thank you guys so much, seriously,
Yeah.
for jumping on here.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
It's been a blast, and thank you for offering us to have a place where to practice and
Of course.
take a little moment before the really intense time starts.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really nice.
See, it was
Thank
nice.
you.
Nice to
Thanks,
have you
y'all.
guys. It's great meeting you guys, and while you guys are here, we want to continue to serve you, whatever way we can. And my wife and I will try to be there on Friday for you know,
That's
if we can
awesome.
see you, you know, be in the competition, that'd be awesome. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and
Nice.
that marks a wrap.